Yes, everyone, and welcome back to We Are Tottenham TV for London Derby Day, West Ham's Cup Final Day, as Tottenham host West Ham this evening. Bitter rivals, familiar foes, and I am absolutely pumped. This is what the festive fixture list is all about. This is what football is all about, the rivalries. I absolutely cannot wait for this one. Joining us for tonight's pre-match pump-up, as always, puts a smile on your face, puts a smile on my face. Paul, all the way in from down under. How you keeping, my man?
I'm good, man. I'm excited. I'm excited about this game, and I've been on a road trip. I don't know if you'll be able to see the sign behind me, but I'm in Tottenham, New South Wales, in the middle of nowhere. So I'm in Tottenham land.
Oh, absolutely love it. You're always on your travels, Paul. Absolutely love that. You don't know where you're going to pop up. You know, touring Australia, spreading the word of Ange. And we'll go down to Dermot, see how he is as well. Dermot from THF said, till I die. How are you, my man?
I'm making my debut on WeAreTottenhamTV. I'm really honoured. This is like a big thing for me. Paul, my old bugger, how are you doing, man? The band's back together. The band's back together. We're all happy now. That's it. The band's back together. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm pumped. I'm ready. I've got my Barney the Dinosaur pin machine ready here to keep punking it. I've got my pin for bursting bubbles. So I've got that on one side of me. And I'm all happy. Come on, you Spurs. 4-0 win. We're going to do this.
Absolutely love that. Absolutely love that. And I'm also in the midst of sending Amir the link as well. So Amir will be joining us as well. Amir, just give us one moment. But look, guys, I do want to just kick off briefly. I mean, there was a lot of confusion over the pre-match press conference and the interview that Maddison done with Amazon Prime on the lead up to this game, where sort of, where is it now? Maddison is saying that it's taken longer than he is expecting in his pre-match. But in his pre-match press conference, Postecoglou insisted we should only pay attention to what the Spurs medical team are saying about Maddison's injury, which is to say the midfielder is recovering at a normal rate. Paul, we'll start with you. What on earth is going on at Tottenham in the medical department? Because players always take longer to come back than the time frame the medical department give. And again, they're at odds with the player here.
Well, you know, I hopefully they just, you know, they're keeping him on the patient's bed until he gets better. I mean, players always want to come back. That's some of the problem with them, isn't they? They just want to get out there and play, and often players will say they're not carrying a niggle or they're not injured, and you know, you need the medical department to say no, you're not ready yet, because you're just you'll put yourself out for another month if you start too soon. So I'm with Ange. You know, James Maddison isn't a doctor, so even though the Spurs medical department have got a bit of a sketchy past, let's hope they're doing the right thing by him.
I really do hope so. Dermot, where are you at with it? I mean, there's always confusion when we get injuries.
Yeah, I swear to God, our medical centre sometimes like something out of the Flintstones. They don't know what they're doing. Like it's been run by Barney, Robin, and Barney and Fred. But look, I think we've got to be careful with Maddison. He does suffer with bad ankles, with this ankle sort of injury he has. He's had it before up at Leicester. So look, I think bring him back when he's ready. But we are missing, but we need him back, and we need him back fit. So look. We just have to wait and see. I trust what Ange says. If Ange says he'll come back when he's ready, he's ready. I do not trust our medical team whatsoever. I really don't. I mean, it needs a big overhaul because, I mean, we were still waiting for Segi to come back. I mean, he's coming back as quickly as the tortoise is. You know, he's now training, but as you said earlier, we could be waiting 3 years for his comeback. Probably do that when he's retiring. You come out of the pitch. I'm retiring, guys.
Yeah, he's always injured, but this is the problem at Tottenham. Whenever we get injuries, they're always long term. Look, hopefully the confusion is cleared up very, very quickly. But let's welcome in Amir. Amir, how are you keeping, sir? Long time no see. Welcome back.
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Pleasure to be back, lads. Pleasure to be back. And you know, what a time to be back with West Ham coming up tonight. I'm really pumped for this one, especially after, you know, that late Kulu header there against City.
Yeah, look, Amir, we'll start with you and Marco around the panel on this. I mean, how important is it that we build on that result at the Etihad Look, it was an absolute morale boost. We needed it. We were 3 games on the bounce without victory. We really needed that morale boost. But how important is it we build on it tonight? Because for me, I don't even think a draw is enough. I think we have to beat West Ham tonight. Where are you at with it?
Oh, I'm completely on the same page as you there, Dave. I think we need to get the 3 points tonight. And not only that, we need to stroll on to the Newcastle match on, I think it's Sunday we got on. Hopefully we can get the 3 points there. That will be, for me, that's the trickier of the 2 games. Although I'm not taking West Ham lightly, we can all remember that Lanzini screecher, a few years back. They always, they raise their game for us somehow. And they always give us a really tough fight. So I'm just hoping that we can get the business done today.
Same here. It's very important. I'd be very upset even if we drew it. But Paul, I mean, how important was that morale boost against City? And can we continue that on today in West Ham's Cup final?
It's great. It just shows that, all the people that said you can't play that way, you're going to get found out against Manchester City, they're all wrong, aren't they? All the pundits, every idiot on Talk Sport. When the players played the way Ange wanted them to play, we won that second half 2-1. And like we were doing at the beginning of the season, when we play these teams, we play them so hard that they're buggered for a couple of weeks. Like Manchester City lost against Aston Villa. If we win against West Ham, which I think we will do, we go level on points with Manchester City. And, that's a title race in my book,
Back in the title race, people tuning in, let me know, do you agree with Paul? I mean, Dermot, we had this discussion earlier on today, right? You pick up a victory today, you pick up one Sunday against Newcastle, you see how tight the top of the Premier League is. Could it potentially put us back in that title race talk? Aston Villa are being included in it now.
Yeah, I think you can. I think you have to. If we can pick up 6 points now, I think you have to. But we can't get too carried away with ourselves. We've got to take one game at a time. Tonight is a big game. Tonight is a game that we can win and we should win. We're unbeaten, as I said, in the last 4 games against them. 3 wins and a draw. So we haven't lost them apart from losing against them in the pre-season. We seem to, last few while, we seem to come up against West Ham United and beat them. And we need to do it tonight. That point on Sunday meant everything to us. We need to back it up tonight with a win. Our point's not good enough. We're at home. We need to make that advantage count. And the people that are going need to get behind the boys and get that South Stand singing and make it an atmosphere like we did when we played Arsenal. Make it intimidating. Make it that the West Ham players do not want to come out on the pitch. When they're out there, they don't want to be on the pitch. We've got to make it everyone as one. And I think we will. And I think we'll win tonight 4-0. I've been saying it all day and I've been saying it all week. We can do it. We are in the title race. So it's mathematically impossible that we cannot win the title. I'll always say we're in the title race. Me and Paul are on this. Me and Paul have been around a long time. We've seen so many Tottenham back in the 80s when we had decent sides on the Birkinshaw, 87 under David Pleat. We can do it. Even the early sides on the Venables, we can do it. Tottenham are in the title race. The dream, to dare is to do. We have to dream big. That is what being a Spurs fan's about.
Look, I think we're definitely turning a corner. I think, if this was, seasons gone by, we've seen it under Conte, we've seen it under Nuno in around this period, and we also seen it underneath Jose in around this period. We lost a hell of a lot of games. We couldn't seem to dig ourselves out of that rut, no matter what we tried. However, the managers kept on picking the same personnel and wouldn't try anything different, whereas at least Postecoglou, he hasn't abandoned his style or his philosophy. Everyone said, wow, see how you get on with that against the big teams. Okay, draw against Arsenal at the Emirates, beat Man United, beat Liverpool, draw at the Etihad. The only one we lost was Chelsea, but if we didn't go down to 10 men, we would have bet them. So, the litmus test has already been tried and trusted. And the reason why we're picking up results against these teams is because of the style of play, but also because we work harder than them. What they don't have coming into these games is the work ethic we have. And we are definitely trying to dig ourselves out of this period where we've suffered in years gone by. So it definitely gives me a lot of encouragement. But look, let's see if we can back up that big boost at the Etihad. Let's see whether it's just we're their bogey team, or whether we come out tonight and back it up with 3 points on the board. 3 points on the board puts a total different spin and narrative around Tottenham around this festive fixture period. So let's hopefully we can do that. Paul, we've got the Rombon back tonight. We know you absolutely loves the derby. Some would argue a little bit too much with the sending off at Chelsea. However, I absolutely love the guy. He's an old school defender. I take the good with the bad. I mean, how big of a boost is Rombon back in the team tonight, aka Romero, the Argentinian assassin?
Oh, it's great, man. I mean, look, we've done all right considering we haven't been playing with any centre backs. I mean, you know, Haaland couldn't beat Ben Davies and Emerson Royale. So what's going on there, Erling? But having Romero's back, I think it gives it might give Ange an option. Maybe he's waiting for Romero to come back before he puts in Dorrington next to him, something like that. You never know. We might see him getting a run on. But no, he's great. I take 100% of Romero every time. I don't care if he gets the odd red card here and there. I think he's a great player. He's a great defender, and West Ham are going to be scared of that guy. He's going to be raring to go. They're not going to get anywhere near the ball with him on the pitch.
Do you know what? I was there. It was actually under, I think it was under Conte. I was there with Jack, and Romero absolutely clattered Antonio very early on. And then the rest of the game, he was absolutely hiding for the rest of the game. I think we ended up winning that one 2-0. It got that bad that West Ham fans were cheering set pieces, winning a corner, which is completely embarrassing. I thought only Burnley done that. Turns out not quite. It must run within the claret and blue. But look, absolutely huge boost to have Romero back. Despite all the controversy around him, I don't care what anyone says. We're a better team with him in the team, right, Amir?
Oh, you're spot on, and you know I'm just so glad that he's back. You know, can you imagine when this team is complete and Madders is back, and you got VDV back, and you got your Perisic's and your Solomons back? Like it's just a whole different ball game. And you know, I'm waiting to see you know what we're looking like in January, Feb once we do start getting some of those players back. I didn't even mention Sarr there as well, who's been missing. You know, so I'm absolutely pumped to see Romero back. I don't even think it was a sending off, to be honest. You know, against Chelsea, I'll be completely honest. You know, a little bit follow through. He kind of tapped in with his toe on the shin. For me, that was never a sending off. So yeah, it's fantastic to have him back. Rolls Royce defender, leader in the dressing room. You know, as we're hearing from Ange again and again, you know how he's loving that leadership role. So I'm expecting, you know, a cool head on him today. He's going to be making those challenges, winning the balls first, you know, doing what he does best. And long may it continue. And I just hope that these refs don't have it in for him, you know, because we all know he does like a challenge. And you know, he goes in fairly for me, you know, he goes in fairly. So I just hope the refs don't have it in for us today, you know, like against Chelsea.
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Dermatron. I mean, does Romero owe the fans? There are fans out there that feel aggrieved that they do think it was a sending off, despite me and Amir and maybe not thinking it is sending off. There are fans out there that do believe that, and they're well entitled to that view. Does Romero owe the fans a good string of performances now?
Look, it wasn't a sending off. It was a typical tackle. He got the ball first, and the momentum brought him through. You know, that's all it was. It wasn't a sending off. It wasn't even a penalty in my view. He got the ball. No, I don't think Romero owes us anything. I think we should love Romero for the way he is. He's an Argentinian defender. As Amir said, he's a Rolls-Royce player. We got these players that are just. He's a leader in the dressing room. He's a leader on the pitch. Don't change him. Keep him the way he is. Because if you take that aggression out of his game, he's not the same defender. And he puts fear of God into strikers. Do you know, he rarely does. And I love Romero just the way he is. Do not change him. If he gets a red card, he gets a red card. Do you know, there's nothing we can do about it. Were we all complaining back in the day when Graham Roberts used to get red cards, or Paul Miller, or Steve Perryman, players like that? No, we weren't. Did we ask them to change? No. So why are we asking Romero to change? Keep him how he is. Look, and there is fans out there that thought it was a penalty and a red card. As you say, Dave, it's their opinion. For me personally, I think it was a booking at worst. but no a red card. And it's
Mm.
it's his. What did I say earlier, Dave? It's more his. It precedes him, if you know what I mean. I said it on your show earlier. It's his reputation.
Oh, his reputation coming back to haunt him, where you feel like people are actually looking for it, just because it's him. But I agree with you. I mean, I've seen other Spurs players make challenges this season, and it hasn't been as highlighted. It hasn't even been a talking point. But look, Romero, if you do watch We Are Tottenham TV, I absolutely adore you, my man. Adore the way you play. And let's go and get that victory today, brother. Jason Green says, I'm going for a 3-0 Spurs win. Come on, you Spurs. Big up. Absolutely love the positivity. Look, I really do hope we beat them. I know West Ham don't tend to travel well to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. You know, we've got a decent record over the last couple of seasons against them. However, I do think it's going to be a frustrating game, Jason. I think it's going to be frustrating for large periods. West Ham, they will sit back, look to keep a shape, keep it tight, and hit us on the counter and hopefully win set pieces. And they got the best set piece taker in the land in James Ward-Prowse, which, makes them even more effective from set pieces. Then you've got big Thomas Soucek. You watch his highlights of late. He's just bombarding the box like, some sort of fighter jet. It's absolutely ridiculous, along with the centre backs and everybody else. It's absolutely ridiculous. And our biggest weakness is set pieces. So, it is going to be a frustrating game in that regard. However, I do think it's one of them nights, festive fixture that we get our chances. I think we'll take them, and hopefully Spurs fans will be absolutely joyous after the game. I'm absolutely raging though. Just quickly, I did have a stunt lined up. I was going to get the West Ham crest printed out, and then when we scored, rip it up and eat it. But the printers wasn't open today, so I couldn't get that done. At the end of the day, I love a good wind up.
Can I ask, Dave? Would you have that with chips? Would you have that with chips when you eat that? When you eat that West Ham badge?
Oh, lad, I just eat it raw, lad, Eat it raw. No need to wash it down with anything. But big up, Jason Green. Really appreciate the support, brother. Also, just quickly, I think someone else highlighted it in the chat there as well. Destiny Edoji, he's on 4 yellow cards. If he picks one up tonight, that will be 5 yellow cards. And due to accumulation, he'll earn a 1-match suspension for Newcastle. So for me, hopefully he doesn't pick one up tonight, and we can have him available for the Newcastle game. Now, the starting lineups will be out in just 3 minutes' time. We'll get them up on screen for you guys. But Paul, just quickly, who do you want to see start beside Romero tonight? Emerson or Ben Davies? Or could he throw a spanner in the works now that he's got an experienced player back? Throw Dorrington in beside him.
Well, I'd love to see Dorrington, man, but I'm not a football manager, so I think it'd probably be Ben Davies. He had the better of the 2 games last week. I mean, he's not brilliant, but he's doing all right. But, the sun's shining here in Tottenham. It's just rising. There's a bit of a storm. There's a rainbow over there. I don't know. There's good signs. I think whatever happens, our defence is going to hold strong because Romero is going to make such a difference in coming back. I mean, we're going to be able to play more progressively out of the back. But yeah, I'd like to see Dorrington make a show, but it's up to Ange, isn't it?
No, look, it definitely is up to Ange. I think, there's merits for both. Emerson was atrocious on the ball, but okay defensively. Davies was at fault for the second goal breaking the line, but was better on the ball. So, I mean, there's cause for both. Interestingly, Ange did touch on Dorrington in the press conference, saying that debut might just be around the corner. Not sure he'll make that change in such a big game today. Amir, where are you at with it, my man? Who do you want to see partner Rombom?
Well, this is the thing. It's a really tricky one, It's a really tricky one. I think just for the stability and, the way he's come in, I'd keep Davies there for now. But I would love to see Dorrington get a start. And I think with all the games coming up in December, they come in thick and fast over the festive period. I think we could be seeing him. And, he's been doing so well for the youth team, as of so many others like Donley, Santiago, and a couple of others in there. So I'm really, really looking forward to seeing Dorrington. But I'd just stick with Davies for this one. Just because, he's got that level head, he's got that experience, and, he's listening to Ange. Ange was on at him, play the ball quick. As soon as that ball comes into him from Vic or any one of the other defenders, get it up the field quick. So, and Davies was listening to that and pushing it on forward against City. So, I'd like to see Davies Romero combo, and obviously Udogie and Porro there for the wingers. wing back.
And Dermo, where are you at with it, my man? Who do you want to see him in beside Romero?
Look, I've been tossing this for the last week since Man City. Emerson one day, Davis another day. I would start Emerson. I just cannot forgive Davis for switching off against Aston Villa. Forgive the Man City a goal on Sunday where he didn't keep the line. He's let us down too many times. Emerson and Romero do have a relationship on the right side of the fence. And I think Emerson's done all right, you know. He's good in the air. And he hasn't been perfect, but it's the lesser of two evils, isn't it? You're sort of damned if you do and damned if you don't. And the best thing out of start Dorrington, put him in there. Do you know? Put youth in there. If you're good enough, you're old enough. Do you know? And he may play Stormer tonight, but I think Emerson.
Wow. The lineups are out. I'm going to bring them up for everybody now.
What we
Just
got?
bear me.
What we got? What we got?
Moment. Let me just get them up 1 second, everybody.
The tension.
Okay, so the lineups are out. Let's go through them. We've got Guglielmo Vicario, a.k.a. Big Venom Vic, in goals. We have Pedro Porro, who runs that prison according to his reply to Team Sherwood. At right back, Romero partners Ben Davies at centre-back tonight with the big dog Destiny Udogie at left-back. Basuma keeps his place. Højbjerg comes into the team at the expense of Gill, which means Kulusevski has been pushed out to right-hand side alongside Lo Celso. Look, despite my opinions on him, deserves his place in the team tonight after scoring 2 games on the trot. And then the front line is complete with Kulusevski, Johnson, and Son up front. And then on the bench, we have Fraser Forrester, Emerson Royale, Alfie Dorrington, Ollie Skip, Papa Sarr. Although Postecoglou said he wouldn't be ready for today, so I'm not sure whether he'll make an appearance or not. Jamie Donnelly, absolutely love that. Dorrington and Donnelly are on the bench along with Brian Hill, Richarlison back as well, and Alejo Veliz. Sort of Sarr's in there on the midfield option, but be very interesting to see whether he's actually available or not. Paul, we'll start with you. What's your thoughts on the lineup, my man? Højbjerg coming in for Gill.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. I think old Pierre's been doing pretty well when he's been coming on, and you know, it'd be interesting to see how he plays. Like when he plays with midfielders that are good, he plays well. It's just when he plays with people like Skip, he's not so good. But like last week, he was great. So I think that's a good shout. We looked a lot more stable, and Hill wasn't quite on it enough last week. So sorry, Dave. I know you like him, but you know. So I think that's a good lineup. It's a good lineup. So Ben Davies, I was right, and Dermo was wrong. 1-0 to me.
I will get my revenge. I will get my revenge, Paul.
Do you know what? As much as I love Gill, or I like Gill, right? I actually I campaigned for it myself this week. I didn't think Gill was good enough or convincing enough with the last 2 games, and that I think with Højbjerg coming on and changing the game against Man City, and as we know, Paul, Ange Postecoglou will reward players for doing what they're supposed to do. And I actually wanted Højbjerg to come in here tonight because I do believe if players are coming in and putting in such performances, you have to reward them. So I'm actually happy with the lineup personally myself. But we'll go down to you, Amir. You happy with that lineup? You know, Gill in for Højbjerg. Do you think, you know, it's a wrong decision? Do you prefer Kulu through the middle?
No, do you know what, Dave? I'm actually really, really happy he's done that move because we saw the impact that it had taking Gill off. I was calling for it as well at halftime. I just don't think he was quite in the game. Although, you know, he did really help get that first goal, you know, moving the ball quick there on the edge of the box. I just think he's got a few things that he needs to adapt to his game, Gill, to really take his football to the next level. He's got to know when to pass the ball, release it quickly, you know, not just dribble and then lose the ball. So I'm happy to see, you know, solid Pierre in there, you know, fantastic. The Viking coming in, you know, he's always done us a good job, and I'm glad he's there. I think Lo Celso, you know, I know Dave, you know, you've had your bits with him, you know, and I understand it, but to be honest with you, he had a fantastic preseason. Those 2 goals, you know, very, very impressive. The one against City really was just technically so beautiful, you know, the way he curled it into that corner. And I'm feeling that he's one of these guys that needs the fans to get around him, you know, give him that support, give him the hugs, give him the love. And I think that's what Ange's done. And so I'm delighted to see him there actually in the 10 and Kulu coming off the wing. I think that's a really, really good lineup, and it just fills me with confidence, to be honest with you.
Dermot, do you agree with Amir? Does it fill you with confidence? I did feel, the second half we looked a lot more balanced with Højbjerg being able to drop and get on the ball, because when Basuma went in the first half, Man City went with him every single time. But also, the last goal, right, the equaliser, Brennan Johnson stealing a march and Kyle Walker getting the ball in, Kulu at the back post. Are we a better balanced team with this with this change made?
I think so. I love this lineup. We hummed and hard about Davis or Emerson. He's gone with Davis, so we've got to hope he plays well tonight. But for the rest of it, I'm over the moon Højbjerg's playing. I'm one of Højbjerg's biggest fans. He is the Danish destroyer. He will come in. He will do a job for us tonight, like he did against Man City. And I think it's a great lineup. Kulu on the wing, Johnson on the wing, Sonny up front. There's Celso sitting behind the front tree, playing in the position that he plays for Argentina. Our manager is playing him in the right position. So we're seeing the best of Lo Celso. Højbjerg and Basuma with that mopping up, around the back, just in front of the back four, just doing their jobs. And Porro, Romero, Davis, Destiny, they're in front of Big Vic, him marshalling his defenders. This is a team for a win tonight. This is a winning side, a winning Tottenham team. Beware West Ham. We're coming for you. And I think Sonny would get a few tonight. Johnson could get one. I want Højbjerg to score in front of the South Stand. And I want the South Stand to show how much we love Højbjerg, how much he loves us.
Yeah, look, 100%. I think Højbjerg, there has been an argument. I think Jack brought it up, my co-host over at the Irish Hotspur, that, Højbjerg has actually been better coming off the bench than as he has when he started. So, tonight will be a true sort of litmus test of that. But look, it is meritocracy over here at Tottenham Hotspur. Players do get rewarded for doing the right thing. So hopefully Højbjerg can have a great game, bury one into the top stanchion, in the South Stand, and send Tottenham fans absolutely delirious against the rubber hammers. Paul, looking at it though, it is a very small sort of back line. You look at Pedro Porro, small. Romero, one of these, a lot of people say, probably the only weakness to him is how good he is in the air. Ben Davies, not the biggest in the air either. You're looking at Lo Celso, not the biggest of players. Son, Johnson. Do you worry about Tottenham from set pieces tonight? Are we vulnerable for them?
Nah, not from West Ham, we're not. Come on, man. And we've also got Vicario in goal. We've got the best keeper in the league. So, I think we'll be fine. We seem to be dealing with set pieces kind of okay. But I think with Johnson and Kulu and Son up front, I think we're going to get a lot of goals tonight, man. So it doesn't matter how many West Ham score. As long as we score one more than them, we win the game.
Do you know what? I agree with you. I just hope we're out of sight by the last 10 minutes, because the last 10 minutes...
I want an easy morning, man. I don't, 3-0 up at half time or something, I want to relax.
You want to relax in the morning. I want to be able to go to bed stress-free, for sure, my man, for sure. So hopefully it happens. But look, Amir, we've seen Jamie Donnelly, the Don Bomb, as I call him, coming off the bench. And for me, long overdue. The kid's been absolutely sensational, all season for the under-21s, even last season, picking up that under-18s cup and, playing multiple positions for the under-21s because of the amount of injuries. Do you think we might see him again off the bench today? Do you think potentially we could see another player who I think warrants it in Alfie Dorrington?
Well, do you know what? I really hope so. And look, if Paul's prediction comes true and we're 3-0 up by half time, then, we should be seeing a lot of them. Donnelly, Dorrington, get Valise on, you know what I mean? So I'm really hoping we get to see some of these youth players that have been playing out of their skins, both the under-21s, the under-18s, everyone just really performing at very, very high levels. And it's all down to the big man, isn't it, really? So, we can only sing his praises. And we're just lucky to have him. I'm
How good
really
is it
hoping we
to
get
see
to see
some of these guys come true, Amir? How good is it to see some of them come true? Because, you look at years gone by, right? Even Man City bring through the odd couple of youngsters. Newcastle are not afraid to turn to some of the youngsters. You look at some of the other teams. Arsenal, the start of their rebuild was done with players from the academy. How important is it to actually have players from the academy in and around the first team?
Yeah, I think it's absolutely vital, to be honest. When you're looking at, Mr. Harry Kane, where did he come from? He came from the youth, and he went out on loan and made the hard way into the first team. So we know the door is open there with the right kind of management and right setup, which seems like we've got that under hand. So I'm really, really hoping that we do get to see a few more of them. And I think in the long run, it's vital to the success of the club. We all love a player that has come from the youth and that has been with us and that we can really get behind and all the fan base can get behind and, show as much support as we can for these young guys. Just really, really hoping that we can just batter West Ham and stick them on there. Let them have, coming onto a match when you're winning 3-0 or 4-1 or whatever, and you get the last 20 minutes, 30 minutes, there's always a chance, Donnelly can nick a little goal, or if Valise comes on, a little header from a free kick or from a corner. And that sometimes opens up a young player's career. We saw, what happened with Rooney at the age of 16 up at Everton. So, I really do think we need to be giving these guys a shot for sure. Santiago as well, I would, he's coming through as well. I'd definitely have a look at him as well.
For sure. Look, for me, I think it keeps some of these highly paid professional players, honest. When you've got young kids coming in, hunting down their spot and stuff like that. And look, I think that's why I'm just pulling them up there, to sort of make sure there is no sort of complacency. I think it's actually a master stroke, personally. Dermot, we have Richarlison back on the bench. Do you think he'll see some action today?
I think he will. I think he might come on for the last 20 minutes or something like that. Get him in gradually. But look, just very quickly on the youngsters, I agree with everything all your boys have said. We need to start using the youngsters. Tottenham have had a tradition of bringing through youngsters. You look at Steve Perriman, you look at Glenn Hoddle, you look at Nick Barmby came through the academy, you look at Harry Kane came through the academy, you look at a few other players that have become well-established Tottenham players. A few of them Tottenham legends that came through our academy. We always used to play the youngsters back in the day. We've stopped doing that, and we need to get back to doing that. But that gives the youngsters hope. That keeps the older players on their toes, and they say, if you're not going to perform, this young player is going to take your place. And it's about balance and having the right balance, and we've got the right balance now. And it's great to see these young lads on the bench, and it's the next generation for us, isn't it? It's the next Tottenham, a next successful Tottenham side. So yeah, long may it continue. Richarlison, I hope he does well tonight. Actually, I hope he gets a goal. He deserves one.
Type of game. He could get a scrappy goal, in the last 10 minutes or that.
One thing about Richarlison, you're guaranteed enthusiasm. He will come in there and he will give you 110%. Plays badly or plays really well, he will give you everything. We need that tonight. We need everyone to give 100%. And I hope he does. I like Richarlison. I think he's a great lad, a good player. But I think he's a good player for a mid-table team. I don't think higher up the league go. I think he's a little bit lost. But that's just my opinion.
But look, there's nowhere to hide for Richie anymore. No more excuses. He's had a surgery and that. No more injuries. Let's see what he can do. But look, I do have to bow out after get on and do my own thing. So I'm going to leave you in the capable hands of Paul. Paul, you okay? You're all right with that?
Yeah, no worries, man.
Grand job. But guys, great doing the stream with you. Really enjoyed it. Paul, hopefully we get the victory tonight. Same with you, Dermo and Amir. Guys, I'm going to plug my channel in the comment section if you guys do want to get over and subscribe or whatever, hear what I have to say, sometime during the week or that, feel free. I'm going to drop the link in there now. And look, that's it for me. Hopefully we get the win, and hopefully we have a bunch of happy Spurs fans tonight. We deserve it in the run-up to Christmas. Come on, you Spurs. See you all soon. Let's go. Let's smash them.
Come on.
Get in there, son.
And Paul, I have to jump off soon because I've got my own watch along to do as well. So I've got a few things to put together. So I'll spend longer next match. I've loved this. It's been an honor for me to come onto WeAreTottenhamTV. It's just like, one of my tick boxes. I've ticked something off. It's a good day today. So thank you for having me on.
Dreams come true, man.
Do dreams come true. And if you want to see more of me, you can find me in THFC Till I Die. Home of Tottenham, past, present, and future. Myself and Philip Brady do everything from watch-alongs, pre-match, post-match, the roundtable discussion, and also the Cockerel Clock podcast every week. So please get over and give us a like and a subscribe, and I hope I'm back on soon. Paul, See you soon. Amir, it's great to see you. And you keep safe, sir, over there, and keep yourself. Hope you and your family are okay.
Thank you very much, Dermot. Take it easy, mate.
Yeah.
Take
Come
it
on, you
easy.
Spurs.
Come
4-0.
Come on.
Well, speaking of the cockerel clock, I don't know if you can see the clock behind me in Tottenham. There is a golden statue on top, but it's a horse. I'm going to write to the MP here. It shouldn't be a horse. It should be a cockerel. But I don't know what's going on. So, Amir, tonight's game. Do you think Spurs are going to carry on where they left off, or are we going to see another game where, you know, we've had two sorts of games this season where, you know, we've come out the blocks hard, had lots of chances and not converted them, and then last week where we were slow to get going and then we got there in the end. Well, how do you reckon it's going to go today, man?
Well, do you know what I'm thinking, right? Coming off that, you know, late goal and a point up at City, I'm thinking that we're going to come in steaming to this one. You know, the first 15, 20 minutes, we're going to be all over them. And my hope is just that we're going to finish our dinner. That what we just said we couldn't do it against Villa, basically. You know, we should have been 2 or 3 up there in the first 10, 15. So I'm just hoping that these players are coming in very, very hungry tonight, and that we finish our dinner, we get a couple of early goals, we dominate the play, we create as many chances as possible. And with that team, with that first 11, I'm feeling really confident, Paul. How about yourself? How are you feeling about the first 11 and how it's going to go?
I'm always confident, man. I always think we're going to win, but you know, I'm looking forward to seeing a good start, and because the Spurs fans have been magnificent this year, and it'd be nice to, you know, get an early run on the board to really lift the place and just drive West Ham out of the place. You know, back to their ground's called the Allianz Stadium now. I mean, what do West Ham supporters know about finances? You know, I don't know, but. So I'll wrap up here actually soon because I've got to get going, man. But so, what's your
Sure.
Well, get your scores predictions in the chats, folks, and we'll have a look at a few. Where are you heading today?
Do you know what? I think they might nick a sneaky, you know, one of these Součeks or one of those headers, you know, from what, you know, a corner or something. They might nick one, but I think we're going to put either 4 or 5 behind them today. I think we're really going to be at the races. I think the lads are hungry. I think Sonny, you know, with the amount of offside goals he wants to start leveling that out. So he wants to start banging them in, you know, onside. I could even see him getting a hat trick today. So
I thought Ange made a good point about that the other week, where he was saying, look, it's not just on Son. It could be that we're not. If we were passing the balls a fraction earlier to him, he would be onside. So they're getting used to. Yeah. So I've seen old Sonny's been getting a bit of flack for that, and I don't think it's deserved at all. I think we're, you know, sooner or later this year we're going to give a team a hell of a bashing, man, a hell of a bashing. Would it be today? I don't know. It could be. So I'm going 6-0. 6-0. It don't matter what I say, does it?
Loving it.
There's no. Oh, here we go. We got Joshua's up there. He's saying 7-0. I'm assuming that's Spurs. Zen 2-0, Nigel 2-1, Just Zupa 4-1 to Spurs, Sonny 2, Kulu 1, and Lascelles. I mean, Lascelles been banging them in, hasn't he?
He's been fantastic.
Yeah, he's like Tottenham's least favourite player, and he's scoring some great goals at the moment. There's something special happening at Spurs, I'm telling you. Well, I'm going to wrap up here. Amir, where can people find you?
Yeah, people can find me, you know, popping on Tottenham on tour when I can, and I try and come on here as much as I can as well. I'll be about the place, Paul, you know. I'll be about the place.
Yeah.
Try and get on the old Irish Hotspur when I can as well. Been obviously quite busy recently over the past few months, but, you know, it's nice to get back to streaming again, and, you know, back being on camera with you is fantastic, Paul. I'm loving the optimism. I tell you what, I would snap anyone's hand off for a 6-0 victory today.
Oh yeah, let's do it, man. Well, last time I saw us play West Ham, I think live was in 1987, and we beat them 5-1 or 5-0. So it can happen. It's the last time I actually left. It's the last time I left the game early. I left it about 5 minutes before the end and missed 2 of our goals, so I never did that again.
Learn your lesson.
All right, All right, folks, I'm going to wrap it up here. You can find me at Hotspur Hippie. I can't put the link in because I'm on my phone. Hotspur Hippie is my channel. I'm doing a bit of a road trip. That's why I'm in Tottenham, New South Wales at the moment. There's population 300. Rush hour at the moment. So, you know, be careful when you're crossing the road here. And in 2 days' time, I'm doing a stream with Mr. Tottenham himself, Steve Perryman.
Wow.
In fact, 2 days from almost exactly now. So I'm looking forward to that. And look, I think we're going to have a great game. It's going to be a good way for me to start my day. Thanks for coming on, Amir. Thanks for everyone watching. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks for all the likes and subscribes. So we are Tottenham TV, boys. I'm guessing they're going to be back in about 25 minutes for their watch along. So tune in. You don't want to listen to some bloody gooner commentating the match. Keep it Tottenham. And you can't keep it much more Tottenham than we are Tottenham TV. Until next time, folks. Peace and love, man. And come on, you Spurs.
Tottenham.